Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the second episode of the Insider Expert, and we have the expert host already connected in the room. It's my privilege and honor to invite Mrs. Hema Malini. By background, she's a Wilson certified cake decorator, and about the guest, I know her from the college days, and she has been a passionate person. Whatever she touches, she puts all her effort and heart into it. That's the specialty about her, and she has been doing all these cake baking and experimenting lot of stuff that she's going to share with all of us. So without any further ado, let me invite Hema Malini all the way from Bangalore, India. Here you go, Hema Malini coming at you.
So my name is Hema Malini. I have been baking for the past 4 years. So today I'm going to talk about the basics of baking and the science behind it. In this lockdown, so many of us have tried our hands on baking, and with all the bloggers and the YouTubers out there, sometimes the recipes doesn't turn the way as we expected. So today I'm going to cover the basics behind it and the science of baking. Why homemade? Why we have to bake at home when there are so many easy ways to buy the cake from the store? So there are pros and cons on both the sides. So I will start my story with my experience why I started home baking, because I wanted to give my kid the things that we do at home, not the store-bought one, which has so many preservatives and all. So when I bought a cake for my daughter's birthday, a customized cake, when she had that, there were so much of food colorings in there. Her mouth turned full pink, and all the dresses or carpets they stained pink. So from that, I got to know that how much food colorings are they adding in the cake to make it look very beautiful and delicious. So I just want to do something at home. So homemade cakes, we know that what are the ingredients we are exactly putting in, that how fresh the ingredients can be. In store-bought ones, they use mostly margarines or food colorings and preservatives. When in home, we can use the fresh and better ingredients. And the homemade cake will typically cost a fraction of the price we pay for the store-bought ones. And it can be very great family time activity because kids love to mix the ingredients, and you can see their eyes go big when the batter they mix turn into a beautiful delicious cake. And in this lockdown, everybody is worried about buying things outside, especially food items. So we know when we are baking at home, we know that how hygienic the place can be and how hygienic our kitchen will be. So that's the reason why I started homemade, and that's the reason I'm recommending home baking. So you will think that when we start home baking, we will need so many fancy supplies and fancy items to start home baking. No, it's wrong. We will need very, very minimum items, and you don't need to go out on a shopping spree to buy all those fancy items out there. You just need a baking pans of different sizes, maybe two different sizes, 6-inch and 7-inch pans, and a cupcake pans. And the main important thing is measuring cups and spoon, because measurement is everything in baking. Even if you forget a tiny ingredient, your cake will come out, it will not come out as you expected. The next one is mixing bowls. You just need a wide mixing bowls to bake or to mix the dry ingredients and wet ingredients. So just get a wide mixing bowls. Next is sieve. Sieve is very important because we have to remove the lumps out of the ingredients. So always sieve is very important. Sieve means you can use just the jalada we have at home. So that is very important one. Next is the whisk and the silicone spatula and the parchment paper. But if you are going to start baking as professional one, so I will recommend getting those mixers or beaters out there and the turning tables or all those fancy items, because it makes the job easy. But when you are going to start home baking to only for your family and friends, you don't need any fancy items. You don't even need oven. You can bake in pressure cooker or in kadai. So if you want to bake in kadai, just put a cooking salt at the bottom of the kadai and just keep a ring on it. So if you have baking pans at home, but you don't know what is the measurement of the baking pan, just take a ruler or scale and measure across the inner edges. So it can be a 6-inch or 7-inch pan, or if it's a bigger size, it will be 9-inch pan. because you have to know what kind of or what size pan you have to know how much batter you have to fill in it. Always read the recipe completely and use the right ingredients in exact measurement, because I'm saying again, measurement is everything in baking. Even if you miss one tiny ingredient, it will be a baking failure. So many people ask why we add this much ingredients or why do we use this ingredient? Can we interchange it like that? So now I'm going to explain what each ingredient does the job. First one is flour. You can use wheat flour or all-purpose flour, maida or almond flour or oat flour. Whatever flour you use, the starch in flour sets as it heats up. So it provides a nice structure of the cake. Next one is sugar. Sugar or salt, it enhances the taste. It's for sweetening, but the sugar also gives a lovely brown color on top of the cake. Cocoa powder is obviously for the chocolatey flavor. The next is baking powder and baking soda. Here comes the most important ingredient. So people will ask why we are asking this, we are putting baking powder and baking soda, can we interchange them and why we are still using it? The baking soda and the baking powder, we call them as rising agents because it helps the cake to rise. So baking powder, it reacts with any wet ingredients like milk or water or oil. It reacts with any ingredient to create bubbles to help the cake rise. But the baking soda, it reacts only with the acidic ingredients you are going to add, like curd or buttermilk or lemon juice. So baking powder does its job separately and baking soda needs an acidic ingredient to help the cake rise. So you're asking why we have to put both? Means because when we add both, they neutralize the acidness of the cake, and so it helps the cake rise very well. Next one is oil or butter. The fat in the butter, when creams with sugar, create the air pockets. So those air pockets makes the cake fluffier. Next one another ingredient is egg. We generally add egg for the cakes. Egg helps in the smoothness and the texture of the cake. But if you don't want eggs in your cake, you can easily substitute because baking soda and the curd combination can act as the egg substitute. So I'm telling again, so even forgetting or mismeasuring a tiny ingredient can make a big difference in your resultant cake. So today I'm sharing the basic procedure for the chocolate cake. These procedures are common for any kind of baking, for maybe muffins or the cakes or the cupcakes, whatever you are going to do. These procedures are the basic for any kind of baking. Today I am sharing an eggless chocolate cake. This is a very simple recipe. I will share the recipe at the end of the webinar in chat box, the recipe link. You can go and check it out. It's very simple. You can make everything in one bowl. It's a fail-proof recipe. It will never go wrong, so you can try it out. The first utmost thing we have to do is to preheat our oven to the mentioned temperature they mentioned in the recipe. You have to preheat it. Or if you are going to use kadai, or if you are going to use pressure cooker, just take the whistle and gasket out of the pressure cooker and close it and keep it on the stove for 10 minutes. The same for the kadai also. Preheat the oven. Why preheating is necessary? Because we don't want to keep our cake batter in a cool oven. We have to make sure the oven is ready with the proper temperature so it will be an even baking of the cake. Next is preparing. All your ingredients must be in a room temperature. So if you are using butter or egg, take it out even hours before you start baking and let it come to a room temperature. So when you mix it, they will combine easily with all the other ingredients. Next one is measuring. The important step is measuring. So you have to know that there are two different types of measuring because there is a separate measuring for the dry ingredients like flour, sugar or cocoa powder. You have to use these kind of cups, like they come in 4 sets: 1 cup, half a cup, 1/3 of a cup, 1/4 of a cup. But for the wet ingredients like milk, oil or buttermilk, you have to use the glass pitcher right there. So if you use the same measuring cup for the both wet and dry ingredients, the measurement will not be accurate. So if you're baking it as a professional, so food, um, I would recommend buying a food weighing scale to know how accurate the measurements are. So here I'm putting 1 cup of flour, 1/3 cup of cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and I'm going to sieve it very well. So now you can see how much lumps are there in cocoa powder. So why it is important to remove all the lumps out? Because if we did not sieve it properly and if there's a lumps, it will not combine very well, and even if you bake it, you can still taste the uncooked lumps in your mouth. Now I'm adding wet ingredients. I have already added the sugar. Now I'm pouring half a cup of oil, half a cup of milk, and half a cup of curd. So here we are adding the acidic ingredient for the baking soda. I'm not using any eggs in this recipe. So this will help the cake to rise. And this is a hot coffee. I just added half a teaspoon of instant coffee powder plus boiling water. This one is 1 teaspoon vanilla extract to enhance the flavor of the cake. Now gently mix it. You don't need a beater or electric mixer to do it. Just mix it so all the dry and wet ingredients are mixed and combined properly and there are no lumps. Just mix it gently. So make sure there are no lumps in the batter. So now I have kept my pan ready with aluminum foil or parchment paper, or you can grease the pan with butter and flour. And now I'm going to pour the batter in the cake pan that is already ready. Because the silicone spatula will scoop out all the batter out of the mixing bowl and it makes it easy to transfer the content to the pan. So now you can see how it scoops out all the batter out of the mixing bowl. Now I already preheated my oven. Always bake in a middle rack because it helps in even baking of the cake. Always bake in the middle rack and set the timer for the mentioned minutes. And once the time passed, check the doneness of the cake using toothpick. If you insert the toothpick in the center of the cake, it should come out of clean with no wet batter. That means it's done. Now cool completely on the wire rack. So let it sit on the cake pan itself for 10 minutes. Don't touch it at all. Then just transfer it to the cooling or wire rack for another 10 minutes. Because if you try to take the cake out of the pan in a hurry, it will break. So let it cool down completely. Even if we follow the recipe word by word, cake failures tend to happen. It happens, the cake failures tend to happen. But what makes it a successful means you have to practice, practice, practice again. So don't give up. Even if a couple of your cakes did not come properly, practice again. Practice and patience is the key in baking. The reason for the sunken cake is if your cake sinks in the middle, the center of your cake may not be cooked all the way through. The main reason is frequent opening of the oven door. So if you're in an urge to see whether it's done, the cool air will come inside the oven and it will affect the temperature of the oven. So always wait till the mentioned time and then open the oven and test the doneness using the toothpick. Next one is dry cake. The cake will not have any moisture in it. The main reason for this one is overbaked or wrong oven temperatures. So if your oven temperature is too hard, means it will overbake the cake. Or you have to check the ingredients also. If there are way too much dry ingredients and very little wet ingredients, the batter will be very thick and the cake will be very dry. The next one is underbaked inside. When you take out the cake, it looks like it's completely baked. But when you slice it off, you can see the gooey batter coming out of the cake. It means the oven temperature is wrong. So next time, lower your oven temperature because if your oven temperature is high, each oven temperatures may differ. So just you have to test and see what temperature is right for your oven. So lower your oven temperature but increase baking time. So for example, if you're baking at 185 degrees Celsius, reduce it to 170 degrees Celsius and increase the baking time to see whether it's completely baked through. I would recommend to buy an oven thermometer so you can just check the temperature, accurate temperature of the oven. The next one is high dome cake. High dome cake is because the heat is not being evenly distributed. So your cake rises too much and it stands there. Otherwise, there's too much of raising ingredients. Like baking soda or baking powder, is it too much means it will cause high dome. The next common cake problems is cracking. Cracking of the or cracked cake may be reason often occurs when your oven is too hot or you are overfilling your pan. If you are pouring all the batter in a single pan, it will just crack the top. Next time when you try a recipe, only fill the pan with half the batter because it needs another half to rise. So be careful with that one. As you can guess, flat cake is the reason because your baking powder or baking soda did not work properly. Check the expiry date of the baking soda, baking powder, or whether it is not measured properly. The next one is cake sticking to pan. It means the pan is not greased properly. It is not greased with flour and butter, or it's not. You did not use any parchment paper under, so it stick to the pan. The next reason is you try to take the cake out of the pan in a urge. So let it always cool completely and run a knife around the sides of the pan and then take it out. If you are confident enough, share the cake with your friends and family, or you can offer them a birthday cake for the party and get the feedbacks. Then you can start doing it professionally. So I hope this webinar has cleared some of your baking doubts or even tempted you to try your hands on baking. So, so because it's a great family tradition to start with your kids, or you can bake cakes for your family, friends, for their events to make it extra special because homemade is always special. Or start selling it professionally. So follow your passion. Thank you so much for joining us today. Shiva, back to you, Shiva.
A phenomenal presentation. Thank you so much, Hema. Thank you for taking us like a tour of how to make cake in just 15 minutes. So if it is not a virtual hosting, I would have definitely requested you to make a live cake and I would have tasted it. But the audience really enjoyed it, and I have some questions for you from the audience. You said that the first experience was went wrong. So what is the biggest mistake you did other than changing the temperature?
Yeah, because I have the recipe, right? So I should have at least have the temperature. So for the full temperature, it should have my cake for the half the recipe to have baked when it is 20 minutes or even 18 minutes because I used a little bit of the batter, but I put the oven temperature to full oven timer to full 30 minutes. So it started burning at the bottom of the cake. So it causes smoke because it's a huge oven we had in our apartment in Dallas. So it started smoking and eventually the smoke alarm went off. So we were scared that something is going to happen because that's the first time happening and it was on my husband's birthday also. So it was supposed to, thank God we did not have any friends coming over. Otherwise it would have been a disaster. It's already a disaster, but it would have been very tough experience. Yeah.
Good.
So
And
always read the recipe on follow it the word by word, T to T. Yeah.
all right. And then we know that you are a Wilson certified cake decorator. So what does cake decoration, what does the certification means? Like,
Okay. Because I did not go to any class for baking. I just start doing it by watching videos and watching the other blogs. So I'm a self-taught baker on that way. But for cake decoration, because as I started doing my daughter's birthday cakes, she expect the cake to be as beautiful as we get it from the shop. All the decorations should be there. She's as a little girl, she expected that. So I started going to cake decorating class, full of only for cake decoration, not for baking and all. You have to bake your cake and you have to take it to the shop and they will teach you how to make the frosting, how to apply the pressure because there are so much about frosting. So how much consistency the frosting should be, how much pressure, which angle you have to apply. So all those things they will teach there.
So, like, I have seen a lot of your cake pictures. Like, you have decorated a lot of like Barbie cakes to toy train cakes, and I have seen a lot of. But then I want to know like how you decorate these things. Like, how does the Barbie cake decoration comes out, or like the toy train? What do you do behind these scenes? Like, apart from baking the cake.
Okay, so we have to then cross the cake. The Barbie cake is just a cake topper. You can even make a real doll, but the doll I had is a real, you can make even a figurine doll. Using fondant, you can make, or sugar paste, you can use the doll shape also. But in that cake, I used a real Barbie doll. I had taped around it and I just inserted it. And only the skirt part, the gown part is the cake. Once I'm done baking the cake, I will apply the buttercream frosting. It's a mixture of butter and icing sugar and vanilla extract, the cream we get. So I will just do it at home and I will apply it on top. And you can use different food colors and to start and piping different kind of flowers on it.
All right, all right. That's a good thing to know that because kids especially they want to see
Yeah.
the cake really decorated, and we definitely wanted to thank you for taking out this time, and I'm sure like there are a lot of people who are going to try out the cake baking. Yeah. So before we leave, any departing thoughts you have like
As I mentioned before, start it as a weekend family activity because kids love mixing those things because they will help you with everything.
we can be sure that the ingredients is homemade, and that's what
Yeah.
I'm excited about because
I forgot to tell this. Some people have some allergens like intolerance or nut allergens. So you can substitute. You don't know what kind of cake we get. And if we have customized cake delivered to us, means it will cost a big amount. So you can do everything in your home. You know what's exactly in the cake that your kids will love it.
side. But thank you so much. Thank you, Hema, for joining us today.
Thank
Uh,
you. It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Definitely, yeah. We look forward to hosting you in different session of Insider